So what's up YouTube, Tom Palmer here. Today I'm actually in my kitchen. Hopefully everybody's staying safe and self-isolating. Scott from Daventry has actually sent me a couple of videos across and asked me to have a little look at his putting stroke for him. So I've set up my putting mat down here in my kitchen. I thought it would be a really good idea to have a little look at Scott's current putting stroke and go through a few ways that Scott can actually improve his technique. Right guys, before I start the video, I've been super bored at home, so I've ended up taking over the kitchen, set up my putting mat. I've been pranking my mum a little bit. I'll show you that video now. Mum? Yeah? Can you come here a sec?
What? You stupid idiot! You stupid boy! For God's sake, you give me a flipping heart attack.
So hopefully you enjoyed that video as much as I did. I thought it was really funny. But let's have a little look at the more serious stuff now. Right, so let's just pop Scott's current technique up on the right hand side. What I want you to take note of is that Scott actually is outside in the garden practicing his putting even though he's self-isolating. So fantastic, Scott. I really admire the fact that you're getting out there and practicing your putting. So Scott plays off currently a handicap of 14. So he's from Daventry in Coventry. So thanks for sending your videos in, Scott. So Scott played off 14, but he hasn't been playing golf that long, so fantastic to be able to get down to that level. However, Scott wants to make his game a little bit better and try and get himself into the single figure handicap category. So how can he do that? Well, he's actually told me that he struggles with those 6 foot putts. So he gets himself on the green, he gives himself a good chance at making the par from 6 foot, however he misses too many. So if we have a little look at what he's currently doing, I want you to take note of how his feet are slightly aimed a little bit too far to the right hand side and that the hole's actually a little bit back to the left. So what I want him to do is just withdraw his left foot a little bit just to make sure his setup's a little bit better. So for me, in terms of Scott's actual stroke, yeah, there's a little bit that we're going to work on a little bit later, but to start off with, it's really important that we get the fundamentals right and get that setup correct. So Scott's been told by a lot of people that if you just do loads of putting, you'll get better at it anyway. Yeah, that is correct, you will improve on it. However, if you don't have the right technique and the right setup in the first place, you're always going to find it hard to get the putts in the hole. So what I want us to do, like I just said, withdraw that left foot slightly, and I want you to notice how Scott's head is slightly behind the ball. What I want us to try and get in a habit of doing for Scott is actually addressing that ball a little bit closer. This is going to result in the toe of the club sitting a lot flatter on the floor. Notice how it's slightly in the air a little bit. This could result in the ball going left, or he might try and hold it off a little bit and it goes out to the right hand side. So loads of things can happen from that position. So setting up correctly is going to be the first basics that I want us to work on. So I've got my putting mat set up down here, just in the kitchen floor area, and we're going to go through how some few drills that Scott can improve on to make sure that his putting stroke is going to get better and better. So right, let's go through Scott's setup position that we need to try and work on. So as you can see, putting mat set up in the kitchen. What I want us to try and get into the habit for Scott is that his feet are aiming both in the right direction. From this point here, what I want him to try and get into the habit of doing is actually getting his eyes a little bit over the ball. So instead of standing a little bit further away, I want him to stand that little bit closer to make sure his eyes are over the top of the ball. And to do that, just literally pick up a golf ball, alright, get your eyes over the top of a ball. What I want you to try and do is to just drop it and see where it lands. Does it land in line with the ball or not? For Scott at the moment, if he was to drop it currently, what he would notice is that the ball would probably drop a lot before the other ball. So it's really important to try and get himself that a little bit further over the top of the ball. So from this position, instead of his putter head actually putting up in the air a little bit, there'll be less of a gap and the putter will sit a lot squarer to the ball. So really, really important for Scott to make sure that he gets that setup position correct. So if we have a little look at that now and see what actually happens, putter face is sitting a lot squarer to the ball. So from this point here, I'm going to do the same again. Face nice and square, head over the top of the ball, which is going to result in a much better stroke on the ball already. If we're aiming left hand side or right hand side for Scott, if we're aiming to the right hand side, and we get a lot further back away from the ball and the toe of the club's actually in the air, what will happen is you'll find it very difficult for the ball to go in the hole. So really important couple of little tips there for Scott and for you guys back at home. Make sure that face is sitting nice and flat on the floor. To do that, make sure that your eyes are over the top of the ball and the putter's sitting nice and flat. So the last thing that I want Scott to work on as well with his putter stroke is his arm. So as you're hitting your shot, Scott, what we tend to see is that your left arm tends to bend a little bit when we're hitting the shot. I want us our arms hanging nice and low when we're trying to hit our putter. Notice my left arm's pretty straight. From this position here, if you notice what happens with my left arm, it stays very straight. At the moment, what we have with our Scott is that we try and lift it almost and add a little bit of loft onto the golf ball. So it's really important, loft onto the putter should I say, sorry. So really important that when you're hitting that putt, eyes over the ball, stand a little bit closer. From here, what I want us to try and do, if you want, and you want to cut your putter down a little bit, that might help a little bit. So make sure that we're over the top of our ball, eyes over the top of it, nice straight arms. From here, just rocking back and forward using our chest to try and hit the putt rather than our arms. So Scott, hopefully that's helped you improve your putting technique. Let me know how you get on in the comment section down below. Guys, if you've got any tips that you want or if you're struggling with anything in your game, make sure to get at me, let me know. Hit me down in that comment section down below. Like the video and subscribe to be in with a chance of winning a brand new Spider S or Spider X putter. But thanks all for watching guys, make sure to stay tuned for our next video. See you again soon.